This Social Security measure gives at least some protection.
For anybody to hand this out, we're asking for a chance to have the people who will receive the benefit to earn their way. The same principle established under the Social Security system in the 30s.
It is no longer acceptable to discuss women's rights as separate from human rights.
I know we can come together to face down the challenges of our own time.
Hello, welcome to The Democrats, the show where we're interviewing Democratic candidates for city and state and county jobs. I'm Rep. Cindy Rosenwald. With me is my co-host, David Campbell. And today we're talking to Mike Pedersen, who's a candidate for state rep from Ward 5. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
So this is your first time running for office, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I was motivated to run. When I saw what was happening in Concord, I thought those reps up there are not representing me or my interest or that of my neighbors, so I thought someone has to step up, so here we are.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, Mike.
I'm been a resident of New Hampshire since 1993, retired software engineer, widowed, 3 adult children, and I'm happy to pitch in and make our state a better place to live.
Well, it's great because that's exactly how, we have a citizen legislature. We have 400 people, and it takes people from all backgrounds, and they have to have some impetus to be excited about politics or what's going on in Concord enough to run, and that's why you did it. So tell us some of the issues that are kind of hot buttons for you.
Well, the issues that are important to me, I think, is the downshifting of costs. Many of the budgetary decisions that took place up in Concord sound great because we're cutting the state budget, but it's being downshifted to cities and towns. We've lost or increased the downshifting of cost to cities and towns by over $100 million since this current legislature came about. So it makes them look good, but makes my neighbors and I have to pay higher property tax, and our schools are affected and other public services are affected. So somebody's got to pay somewhere sometime, and I think we need to take that into account when we're making decisions up in Concord as to how the local cities and towns will be affected by the decisions up there.
Yeah.
Well, you've done your homework, obviously, because I think the number is 112 million in direct aid to cities and towns was cut. So you're right on the money there.
Yep. Any other issues that have got you out of your armchair and ready to run?
Well, when I hear about the support for our university system has been cut by almost 50%, I think, well, having an educated population, that is the seed corn for future growth of our environment, to bring high-paying jobs to our state. And if kids can't afford to go to college, they're either going to move elsewhere or they're not going to go to college, and the result is companies won't want to come here. They want to go where there's a good group of workers.
Well, being an engineer, you really understand the need for students and graduates who are schooled in science, technology, math. We
need smart kids to enter the work field. And if the smart kids aren't here, they're going to be somewhere else, and that's where the companies are going to go. And it's just our best interest, whether you have children in school or not, if you live in this state, to have an educated, well-paid population brings us all up, and that's what we need. And the term, the so-called New Hampshire advantage, gets tossed around quite a bit. I've heard that term, that expression, has been actually purchased by the Koch brothers, who are, right-wing industrialists that basically want to do everything that Bill O'Brien and his friends have been called upon to do up in Concord. So I think we need to bring Nashua back to its state that it was in just a few years ago, of being a place where corporations like to do business and people want to raise their kids.
Well, it sounds like you're really interested in a jobs platform. Tell us more about that.
Well, part of that is infrastructure as well. We need a good electrical system. We need a good communication system, internet available to just about everywhere. And we need a good transportation system. That means roads, bridges, and rail from Boston to Nashua, Manchester, eventually Concord, would put us in a league with other states that we are competing with for employers to come here.
And that's what we hear from the business community all the
Yeah,
time.
and not only national business community, but the seniors, people just generally want to see mass transit. It just makes sense in this day and age, especially with gasoline prices volatile and high.
And every alderman in the city of Nashua has endorsed bringing high-speed rail, or not high-speed rail, but just bring
Regular
rail
speed rail.
And
to the
Miraloso.
city of Nashua.
Right.
Miraloso.
Right, and
And
the
the mayor.
chamber is a high priority.
So
for
the
them.
entire business community and the current legislature in Nashua really wants the rail, and these people up in Concord didn't even want to pay for the study.
Right. Well, Mike, you talked about the cuts to the university system, which were nearly half. I also understand the community colleges. I know the community colleges were cut by a significant portion too. One of our greatest assets in the state is our community college system. That was cut too. What do you think? In terms of your background, how community colleges versus the higher education and university.
A young person or a person retraining in their career can go to a community college, receive a certificate in an area that pays well, that can support a family, and there are plenty of courses and majors that can be done at a community college at a very cost-effective way that allow people to earn good money. So I think we need to encourage community colleges, not be cutting money from them, especially when the economy is down and we're competing with other states for jobs. We need to have an educated, well-trained populace, and cutting our education, like I said, that's like eating our seed corn, where we're just taking away from the future.
Yeah.
Well, you're right on that one. I think we're running low on time, but Mike, thanks for coming in.
Good luck to you.
You were very articulate. Sit right there. We're going to close it up.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. Our guest today has been Mike Pedersen. He's a state representative Democratic candidate from Ward 5. You've been watching another show of The Democrats. On behalf of Cindy Rosenwald and myself, goodbye.